5150, Jimmy Cabs. Hair's a little sweaty, but it's all right. Wino, Scott Weinrich, Wino, Cal Jam, 2017.
Cal Jam's 2017.
Cal Jam. Correct me if I'm wrong. Black Sabbath, 72, 73?
First one, 74.
74.
This man looked here for years.
Purple? And now here you are, the Obsessed, man. How you doing?
Doing good. It was blazing out there.
Yeah, but you know what? I thought that was great that not only did you get to play this legendary fest, but to a whole new market, man. Yeah. I mean, how'd you feel about playing the tunes out there, the Obsessed tunes, to a whole new market?
It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. The sun's shining in California. Yeah, I saw some familiar faces, but mainly a lot of new people. It's great.
One of the things that's interesting about Cal Jam's 2017 is the eclectic lineup here. One of the things that I like is that the Obsessed not only stands out as the heaviest band on the bill, but I would say, my personal opinion, one of the only bands that really go up there and they're doing it real, doing it true, doing it simple, stripped down, no bullshit, no gimmicks, no nothing. You've been doing that for going on almost 4 decades now, man. You're on tour right now, touring. You're sponsoring Sacred. How's everything going with that?
Things going actually really good. I think Sacred did really well. Our deal was tied into a 2-record deal, so the second half was the Relapse re-released the first record, self-titled record.
Yeah.
Did a really fucking good job, man. We fucking scraped up some cool photos, made a little interesting package. We found a cool live set from '85, so I think it came out real good.
Let's talk about that. Relapse is going to be re-releasing the first record.
Yeah.
And a lot of little goodies on there, too. You changed a tune here, you revamped it. Let's talk about that.
What do you mean?
The Way She Flies.
Oh, yeah. That's true. That's very true. Well, we went to Gibson approached us about, working with us. And so we went down to the Gibson warehouse, and we were doing some acoustic stuff as promo for both Sacred and Gibson. And, man, we just felt like playing that song, acoustic, Came out really good, so we ended up using it. But that is like a really old song. That's like kind of like the epitaph,
One of the things that's interesting about the Obsessed, say what you will, history has already pretty much dictated the reality of it, which is at that time what you were doing was ahead of its time. But here we are almost 30-something years later, and we're playing Cal Jam, which when I say that still blows my mind. It's a time warp thing.
It does.
Let me get to the point. You've been doing this for so long. You've been keeping it just simple, straight, and honest. Do you think the audience tonight, the new ears that were listening to the Obsessed tunes, really kind of got it? Because there's no poppy tunes. There's no,
It's hard. There's
no Disneyland shit.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's hard to say. All I know is that Brian, our drummer, he hasn't spent much time in L.A., and his wife hasn't either, and they came to visit, right? And they went to the fucking Rainbow last night.
Oh, that must have been fun.
And, I didn't get with them, but they went, and as soon as they got there, they were ushered right in, past everybody else, and they were playing the Obsessed stuff in full rotation on the sound system in there. So, I don't know, man.
Did you see Stephen Piercy fucking windmill hand dragging to the Obsessed?
No, but, I think the ghost of Lemmy might be in there somewhere. I don't know,
In all seriousness, though, man, it's great that you're playing to new audiences and that your music is being exposed, and I think it's the perfect time for the re-releases. But when you yourself think back to when you first put out that record, how do you feel sentiment-wise about the music? Because it has held the test of time.
I think it has. I think the music still is relevant. I think it's heavy. Man, a lot of young people come up to me. Man, a lot of young new people come up to me saying that they thought they'd never get a chance to see us. But also a lot of people have seen Probot and stuff like that too. Which all it does is help. Really,
you've been busy nonstop, man. With one project or another.
I'm glad, man. I'm happy about it. I'm happy that record's coming out. I think that record was great. I love that fucking first record, and I think the fact that we managed to find this killer live set, like this whole set from '85 down at the Bayou, I think that just totally encapsulated how we felt then. I mean, it's raw. Man, we're just blazing, So I think the whole package is going to be really cool. But we tried to make it as nice as we could. More pictures, liner notes, the whole nine. So.
And that's coming out on Relapse. When is that? Is that being
drop November? Pretty early November,
right?
Actually. Yeah. So I think you can pre-order right now.
This is one of the things that I want to point out. There's many bands of the genre of what I hate using labels of the heavy genre of music that at the time when they were out in their vans, they weren't making no money. They weren't getting any of the fame. They weren't getting the pleasures and the gifts of rock and roll stardom. It was just sweat and dedication. The Obsessed not only created and broke down the doors for where now this genre is completely marketable. There's people putting money and making money out of it. But here's the deal. They've never, ever have become contaminated with whatever the decade is hip at that time.
Selling out is not an option, man. Selling out is not an option. Now, I understand, like, for example, I guess I understand some situations, some people do that, One of my heroes pretty much did that and, was set for life, I guess. I don't want to name any names, but, hey, I can't do that. We can't do that. I mean, like, it's against our principles, first of all.
It's in the DNA, no?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's the reason why the Obsessed and the music and the legacy has not only never been tarnished, but I think that's why it appeals to a whole new generation.
Well, man,
they're seeking something real, man.
Man, if it does, then I'm glad. I mean, the kids these days, a little bit more hip. Information comes faster. I think that we're living some pretty fucked up times, like we've talked about before. So I think if the kids are hip to the heavy music, man, it's filling a gap for them. And I'm happy.
Do you enjoy still playing live?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's always good when everything goes perfectly right. Playing live is a whole different animal, man. It's like you put like so much time and effort into getting just to that 45 minutes. So it is what it is. You make it as good as you can, and you work with what you got.
For the Obsessed to be playing at a 2:00 set time in San Bernardino with the fucking heat. And David Grohl has gone on the record saying, by the way, I'm saying this. David Grohl has gone on the record saying that, you are an inspiration, a mentor, and all that. You can't give this guy a cool set time? Anyways, got that out of the way. It's because I'm fat, man. I was sweating like a motherfucker. The point is this, and I want to say this sincerely. The live aspect is really where it shows who's real and who's not. You've been doing this for so long. One of the things that I like, you're playing at 2:00 in the heat, and yet you and your band members are in that zone, man, really giving it out.
It was intense, man. It's always intense playing during the day. Look up at the sky. Yeah, it's dreamy. It's dreamy.
Let's give credit to credit's due. Your band members seem to be really in unison with you.
They are. And I totally believe in them. And, we give 100%.
Is that why Sacred really has that vibe where, as we talked about in the past, it still reminisces and has the traits of the Obsessed, but yet you're not repeating, you're not being repetitious. It's current.
Yeah. I think it's diverse. I mean, I think if we wrote a couple songs that sounded the same, we fucking would never get past this. Like we listen to music these days, we're like, oh god, it all sounds the same. I mean, because it all sounds the fucking same. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I just can't. I just don't understand how people think, man.
Well, you know what it is that a lot of people don't want to break themselves out of the mold because they're afraid to venture on. But you've been an outlaw forever, dude.
That's true. Well, and we continue the struggle.
You were playing. I remember those anti-clip shows back in 85, 86. You were playing when it was just 3 dudes, and now it's a bunch of good-looking, attractive women. I'm showering to go to the Obsessed shows, man.
Well, when you start to see the women, then that brings more guys, and it's always good.
Let's bring it down to the reality. The Obsessed, Sacred, was released earlier this year. Make sure you pick it up, Relapse Records. This is a doozy, not only for the older, mature Obsessed fans, but especially for the young. The re-release of the first record with some special.
Yeah, it's got a lot of nice. It's put together a pretty nice package, I think.
Were you pleased when they showed you the final product?
I was totally happy. I mean, we put it up. We set it up. And I called my girl. She took all the edgy pictures in the day. And she, dug out her fucking all of her shit. I mean, we look at, hundreds of pictures from the day. Like, where you can see Joe Lally. You can see Brian when he was really young. We did the gig with Slayer. Man, Lombardi looks like he's about 10, you know what I mean? And you can see Brian in the wings, all these people. It's just a trip, But, hey, that's what we do.
I
couldn't do it without my guys either. We got to give credit to Reed and Brian because they're really... And the whole crew, I mean, everybody's giving 100%.
And this is the best part. With time, sometimes you lose certain factors, especially with music and artists. It's great and it's the Americana true outlaw feel where You don't never have to worry about that with the Obsessed. You know, I'm glad that you're putting out new music now, and I'm glad that the reissues coming out on Relapse Records, so that way everybody can enjoy it. And this is the best part. Go see the Obsessed live on tour now, because whether it was 30 years ago or 2017 at Cal Jam 2017, that's a fucking trip that I got to say that. The live show is still deadly as fuck. With that, stay heavy.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Cal Jam 2017, man. Fucking Black Sabbath.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal.
The Obsessed on tour now. We're out.